Baby, there you are.
Your Country 1039 KGRT, Kane Brown, and One Mississippi.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Time for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Great time to get out on a Saturday or Wednesday morning, walk around and checking out the cool stuff that they've got. Now, our question of the day. Not ashamed to admit that this comes from an Ask Reddit kind of post, and it got me curiously thinking about that, because time passes by and things become popular, and then things just kind of disappear, right? So my question for you is, what luxury item from 20 years ago that is basically worthless today? Yeah, not being used, wouldn't use it even if you had it, maybe. And most of it comes from the electronic world, because I am an electronics geek, right? But there's a lot of stuff out there that 20 years ago, man, it's pretty cool, or maybe slightly on the way out, and today, some of the kids don't even know what you're talking about if you bring it up. I will give you a couple of examples. A portable GPS unit. Remember when those used to be separate? I mean, sometimes I think that they might still be used if you're really, really out in the middle of nowhere. But no, nobody uses those anymore. Those first kind of generation plasma TVs. Yeah, you don't see plasma TVs anymore. It's all this LED stuff. Or even yet, if you go back a little more, large rear projection TVs. Remember the big screens that were like 2 feet thick and the whole thing like that were really big? I used to sell them. Yeah, it's been a while. Those ones, you wouldn't even know if it hit you on there. Well, you might, no, they'd completely get destroyed if they fell from the sky. Palm Pilots, Blackberries, you don't see those out too many more. Or how about this one? TiVo. If you asked your kids, would they even know what that is? Do you even know what that is? And this one's kind of obvious. CD changers in your car, iPods, DVD players, everything streaming these days. Those are not really worth a lot. Although I do have a friend of mine says his PS5 is a player, and he does physical media, so he still does that. But not a lot of people do. So that is the question today. What luxury item from about 20 years ago is pretty much basically kind of worthless today? You don't see a lot of them around. I, for instance, will give you an example. This was maybe even 15 years ago or so when they stopped making them. iPods, right? Yeah, I got one, decided to put all my music on there. I charge it like once a year. I never even use it. But yeah, what luxury item from 20 years ago or more is basically worthless today? Think about it. Let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, 575-523-KGRT at 575-523-5478. And, of course, we are live on our social media pages. You can go there and leave your comments for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. All right. All the appropriate buttons are pushed, and we are exclusively up on our social media pages. So, yeah, leave your comments down below. What is a luxury item from about 20 years ago that is basically kind of worthless today? Not a lot of people using it, or if you ask some of the kids, they wouldn't even know what it is. Yeah, especially the one that gets me is those large projection TVs, the real ones. You get 65-inch, 75-inch, 80-inch TVs, but they were huge, they were heavy, and did not like moving those around when I was selling them. That was a whole lot of fun to go ahead and rearrange all of those TVs back in the day when I was working at Sears. Shout out to all my Sears buddies out there. But yeah, what luxury item from about 20 years ago or more is basically worthless today? Let me know your answers. 575-523-KGRT is the number. That's 575-523-5478. Somebody put MTV with Daisy Fuentes. Well, that will always be very much worth the time that I spent with Daisy watching MTV. Answering machines. That's a good one. Nobody has an answering machine because we all did the voicemail on our phones. And a VCR is another one. You may have found in a storage somewhere a bunch of VCR tapes. Where are you going to find a player to go ahead and play it on? That is just Yeah, one of those things. So once again, let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, leave your comments down below. What is a luxury item from 20 years ago that is basically worthless today? All right. Let me know your answers. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and see what's going on in and around the world. Apparently, Shia LaBeouf has addressed his Mardi Gras arrest with a brief social media message saying, "Free me." Well, maybe you did something wrong and that shouldn't be the case. Also saw that an unruly passenger on a recent Delta flight from Houston to New York forced the plane to turn around. The passenger tried to breach the cockpit but was unsuccessful, thank goodness. But yeah, weird. Walmart testing in-store sushi bars at its supercenters. Yeah, the debut is part of Walmart's next generation experience. So yeah, if you like sushi, maybe you can get your next sushi at Walmart in an actual sushi bar. That would be pretty interesting. Let's see. Sony may delay its PlayStation 6 launch due to chip shortage. Yeah, we're experiencing one of those then. The console released may be pushed back to 2028 or even 2029. McDonald's is testing a new high-protein menu for Ozempic and Wegovy users. McDonald's refused to say what items on the menu are. Why? I guess they're testing it, so they're going to see how it goes. Let's see. Coca-Cola has introduced a new cherry float flavor. The drink combines cherry and vanilla with Coca-Cola's signature taste. I've been doing that for years. Let's see. Tesla's new $30,000 Cybercab is in production. The car has no steering wheel or pedals and is completely self-driving. Still going to wait on that one. And let's see. Anything else going on in there? No. Oh. This is a study. Apparently, toddlers who eat junk food have lower IQs. I don't know. But, apparently, if you eat junk food, you're not being healthy. That would probably be another study that some people have to figure out. Once again, my friends, we are looking for answers for our question of the day today. What is a luxury item from 20 years ago that basically is worthless today? If you think back 20, 25, we'll even go like 30 years ago. No, I don't want to go that far. Like 20 years ago, 2000 and up. What are some of the luxury items that are pretty much kind of worthless today? Oh, I know one. The music players on your computers. Remember? iTunes on your computer. I think they still use it for some other stuff like that. But even Microsoft Media Player. I mean, it's probably still in there somewhere, but nobody ever uses it. That was a luxury item. When you can play music on your computer like that, that was a luxury item for me back in the day. But go ahead and let me know your answers. Once again, call them in, text them in, 575-523. KGRT just got another text. Yes. Somebody said, is this KGRT? And I'm not sure if that's not my answer for a question of the day, because KGRT is still, I wouldn't call it a luxury item, but we're still pretty cool. Yeah. But go ahead and let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, leave your comments down below for our question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.